In terms of good practice and bad practice, or what good looks like in terms of applications, and if somebody wanted to sort of look at applying for yourselves and organisations similar, what sort of advice would you give to people out there in terms of where would you go and learn? Some people YouTube these things and so forth, and others talk to individuals. How would you advise somebody looking at opportunities at different levels? So graduate, possibly looking at graduate opportunities, somebody who's looking at maybe a sandwich placement, the industrial placement, as you said, the apprenticeship route and work experience. So how would you any thoughts or nuggets of advice?
Yeah, I think for any of those opportunities, it's really important to do your research on the business. So what I always say to candidates is an interview process, an application process is as much for the candidate as it is for the business. So you want to make sure that as a candidate, you're a right fit for that team and that culture. So I always say do research on the business, look at their strategy, look at their values. Is it aligned to your personal ones? Do you think it's a good fit? And then any opportunity, always ask questions of the interviewer as well. So I always love giving an interview where I don't feel like I'm the only one asking the questions and I get grilled a little bit at the end, because I think a bit of spark, a bit of passion, a bit of curiosity is always really good, no matter whether that's for a work experience placement or a graduate role. And I always say that with such a breadth of roles, especially at Bentley, we advertise them individually because they can be so different. So a graduate in, say, our quality department will be vastly different to our HR team. So look at that individual advert and really pick out what skills we're looking for and think about your experience as a whole. So as I've mentioned, I have got work experience, but I think some of my most valuable transferable skills have been from working as a waitress whilst volunteering, whilst studying, that kind of breadth of experience. So I think I always encourage candidates to think about what they can bring to the table, not only from a technical perspective in their academic studies, but as a person as well. So the applications that really stand out are for people with a bit of curiosity, a bit of innovation. I always remember one that said that they had created an app for their fantasy football team, and that is absolutely phenomenal. Kind of having a bit of spark, a bit more about them than maybe just academic studies. So,
Canny Conversation Podcast Series 5 by Safaraz Ali.